Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel, The Inside Job. My name is A. I've been a performance coach for the past 15 years, turned into a life coach. So, welcome everyone to The Inside Job. This was previously the Dear Best channel, but named it the inside job. It's because everything that's been happening in our lives, whether it's in a relationship or at work, career, or business, it always has something to do with what's happening inside of us. So it requires really an inner work for us to thrive in any areas of our lives. So, welcome to the Inside Job. So, today we will be talking about 10 things that you can do to strengthen yourself if you came from a very bad and traumatic relationship. But if you're not in a relationship yet and you came from a very bad experience or breakup, don't rush. Okay, take time to be alone and enjoy yourself, and focus on your growth and improvement and find the happiness being alone. But if you're now in a relationship and you found yourself in a tug of war emotions because you've been remembering that past experience from your not so good past relationship, then this might help you. Okay, so let's get started. When you came from a very bad relationship, I wouldn't say that all throughout the relationship everything is just chaotic or what. Probably, or maybe most of the time, we've enjoyed it and we felt loved at some point, but then again the ending wasn't that good, and it will take a long time for you to trust again and welcome anyone in our lives. And that's going to be very hard for us to do at some point. It's because we're scared that whatever happens in the past might happen in the present, and that's understandable for people like me who's been a very tough relationship. My past two relationships are too traumatic for me, and it's been more than 10 years now since my last relationship. And not because I'm not ready yet, it's just because I'm so careful and I haven't found the right one, and maybe soon. But um you will find yourself at one point to be in a tug of war emotions. It's like you being in that relationship and so eager to receive that kind of love, that right love that's being given in front of you or being shown in front of you, and you feel like you wanted that, but there's some side of you who's scared to accept it or wanting to avoid it or questioning it. It's because you keep going back to that emotions, to that experience you had in the past. So if you're that person, if you came from that um, experience, this might help. So here are the 10 things I want to share with you that might help you become stronger in a relationship. I'm not talking about strengthening your relationship, but strengthening you in that relationship. So number one, trusting someone is not a guarantee that this person will not betray you. This is not a question about whether this person is trustworthy, because we'll never know if this person would not betray you, if this person will be true to you for life. Yeah, there's no guarantee that when you trust someone, when you tell that person, hey, I trust you, and I would be expecting that you will not break the trust, you can't say that, yeah, that person will not betray you or not hurt you at some point or will not cheat you. But this is not a question about um you trusting that person so that person will not hurt you or cause you pain by cheating. Number one is you trusting yourself. Trusting yourself means trusting that whatever happens in that relationship, you know that you will survive. You know that you will be okay. You know that you will continue your life and be productive and be happy and be successful and continue your growth regardless of what happens to that relationship. You know that you can move on to the next level and move forward with your life. That's you trusting yourself and finding comfort in yourself, that maybe the reason why this person proved that he or she is not trustworthy is because maybe there's someone better for you. So first is to trust yourself, than giving your energy and that 100% trust to that someone, hoping that this person will not betray you. Oh guys, can you hear it? It's raining. It's Sunday and it's raining. It was sunny earlier, but it's raining right now. So let's continue. Number 2 is no expectations. Probably the expectations you have for that person might be a reflection of what you don't have. So never expect anything from that person, because if that person truly loves you, truly cares for you, will make an effort. Will make an effort to make you feel loved and accepted and valued, and that you're the right person for them. So never expect anything from your partner, but instead expect more of yourself than expecting anything from that relationship. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be looking for a reciprocated kind of love. We all do. We all need to feel that we're loved in return. And, loving someone and being loved by the person we love is the most beautiful feeling in the whole world. And we owe that to ourselves, that we also receive the kind of love we give to others. However, when you expect too much, that's where the disappointments and frustrations comes in. So when you're secure about yourself, you wouldn't be expecting much from the other, but instead you would find yourself maintaining and practicing that boundaries, so that relationship will thrive and become stronger as you become stronger in that relationship. Third is practice and exercise and communicate your boundaries. So if you are in a relationship, for you not to really worry about anything, and for you to set a standard about what you believe in, or what really matters to you, and what respect look like, is to set boundaries and be able to communicate that. So what would be an example boundaries that you'd like to have? Let's say if you set a standard like, we shouldn't be dating anyone, or we shouldn't be seeing anyone alone with an opposite gender, then you have to communicate that. Or you should be able to communicate that we shouldn't be, texting or flirting online with others. Then we have to communicate that, and that should be practiced. And you have to be clear about what's acceptable and not acceptable for you in that relationship. And remember that, again, this is not a guarantee that when you communicate your boundaries and exercise them, that this person will not violate those. It only means that if a person doesn't respect your boundaries, then that person doesn't respect you at all. So you just have to make sure that you don't disqualify yourself with the boundaries that you've set for yourself, but instead uphold them, exercise them, and respect them, because it will be given to you in return by the right person. Okay? Fourth is give yourselves space to breathe. Let the person feel whatever kind of emotions that person is feeling. Let's learn to respect each other's space, and not really wanting to be in that way when a person doesn't feel like communicating or expressing their emotions. Some people has different ways of coping of any struggles in life. And that doesn't mean that when they are not talking, when they are quiet, when they are simply not, expressing themselves, that doesn't mean that it's all about you. Give that person that space to process whatever that emotion is, just like you're giving yourself time to process whatever is happening inside you. And that doesn't mean that it is because of that person, but it's just, you processing everything about what's happening in your life. That doesn't necessarily mean it's about the relationship or about that person, but it's really what's happening inside you, emotionally, mentally, and maybe physically or spiritually. So be there for each other and be able to give each other space, to be themselves, and um wait for that person to, express their emotions, their thoughts, um, at a given time that they prefer. Fifth is, this is my very favorite topic, and this is something that I truly prioritize. Fifth is to love yourself. Two very simple words, but it is a very powerful one. The goal in a relationship is not to make the person love you more, but you love yourself more so that person can love you more. It's more of you giving to yourself that kind of love, and then be able to show that to the person so that the person will also be able to show and reciprocate the kind of love you give to yourself. um it may not be very easy to, spot that kind of love from someone, but it would be easy for you to recognize that if you know how to love yourself. So let's make sure that we practice self-love, we honor ourselves and take care of of ourselves. Self-care is self-love, and it should be balanced at, whether it's physical, mental, or spiritual, or emotional. It has to be balanced, and that self-love must come from ourselves and not from others. Six is learn to be happy being alone. This is where the confidence comes in a relationship, that you really wouldn't have to worry. It's a secured type of attachment in a relationship when you don't have to worry being alone, or whether this person will abandon you one day. It's because you are happy being alone, and it's okay for you to be alone. So how can you be happy with someone as part of your life if you don't know how to be happy alone? Yeah, so in order for us to appreciate the person next to us, then we have to also appreciate the experience we have when we are alone, because that's where more discoveries coming in, um more growth or improvements or realizations and reevaluations about ourselves comes in when we're alone, and it strengthens us and our self-esteem and self-confidence. So enjoy being alone. If you're not in a relationship yet and you came from a very bad experience, take time to be alone and know yourself first before trying to get to know someone else. Number seven, your self-worth should not be measured by how a person treat you, because your self-worth is your sense of worth about yourself and should not be coming from others. It's your personal belief about yourself. So what you tell yourself, what you feel about yourself, how you see yourself is your responsibility, and that's all on you and shouldn't come from others. So you have to know your self-worth and be able to recognize if things aren't acceptable for you, then you just have to learn to recognize and communicate that this is not something that is acceptable for me, because I know my worth. So we gotta be able to identify the things that is working for us and that would provide and sustain that respect, that self-respect in that relationship, because we shouldn't be living ourselves and abandon ourselves just because we love this person, and no matter what this person, how this person treat us, we still gonna be accept this is because we love them. That shouldn't be the case. Our emotions should not be the reason why we should be blinded by how a person will treat us. It's always been a fact and a very good information to see who the person really is and the reality of that behavior of that person when we are in a relationship, so that we will know if it's a red flag or not, because the red flags that we keep ignoring would be the same reason why we will be hurt in the end. Number 8 is practice self awareness. This is so critical whether you are in a romantic relationship or any kind of relationships, or even at work, in your careers, in your business, or whatever you're doing with people interacting with you. You have to have that sense of awareness about who you are, about your emotions. Why do you feel that way? Where these emotions are coming from? Why are you thinking this way? And why do you react the way you reacted? So self-awareness is so critical. It is because it will give you that understanding and perspective about why am I like this, and it will help you recognize your role in that relationship. So practice and exercise self-awareness. If you're not sure about what you feel, then I may suggest that when you are in conflict with someone you are in a relationship with, we have to learn to pause, because we don't want to say something that might hurt the person, because we're just too focused on how we feel at the right time, when we are actually just responding according to how we felt before, and not how, or the reason why we're feeling this way right now at this moment. Number 9, believe that you are worth it. This is so understandable. I have a very good friend who's at war with her head and her heart. She knows that this person loves her, but she also know, or she also think that this person might hurt her, or this person have changed the way he feels about her. And that's always a tug of war between emotions and what you feel about yourself, and how you see the relationship, and how you see the person. And it all boils down to how your experience was before, and you're bringing that in that present relationship. And you got to remember that you are worth it, and your past is no longer present. The only reason why your past is at the moment, or is at present, is because you're bringing that emotions back. You're bringing those memories back that triggers your emotions, that unhealed version of you, triggering that anxiety or um, conflict in that relationship. It's because you have been telling yourself that this might not work. It's because your previous relationship didn't work. And that is so sad to see, when you see that this person who's been so in love with you, and then you are reacting in such a way that this might not last long. And I had that experience before. um, when I see someone who's actually been very respectful of me, who's been expressing his love and affection to me, I have this feeling that, how long will this last? And it's a self sabotage behavior. It's because we're not trained to enjoy the moment. We're not trained to appreciate the moment. We always go back to our past and those bad experiences we had. And it's so easy for our brain to recognize negativity or negative thoughts. It's because that's where we should be mindful of, because instinctively we have to feel safe and comfortable at all times. And that's what fears is causing us to mar or to destroy a good relationship. So we are so lucky if there's someone in there who's gonna be able to communicate with us that we are worth it. That you gotta also believe in yourself that you're worth it. That your past is no longer at present. Number 10, believe that you are enough. If that person that you are in a relationship with loves you truly, deeply, and genuinely, you don't have to pretend to be someone else, because your flaws, you being an overthinker, you being an extreme you, the wounded you, the heal you, the survivor you, the many good and not so good things about you, that will be enough, because that's you. Your past is a part of you, and that cannot be undone. And if this person in front of you truly loves you, genuinely loves you, you gotta accept that it's because you're enough. You are enough and you're worth it. And the only person who's constantly making you believe that you're not is you. So focus on yourself, focus on what's happening inside you, focus on the things that will make you grow, and enjoy enjoy the present moment. Create that moment you want in your life or in your relationship, in your business, or in your careers. It's because there's only one person that's so hard to lead. The hardest person, the toughest person to lead is yourself. And I hope you learned something from this. And for those of you who haven't subscribed yet for this channel, please, sorry, please click on that subscribe button in there and get notified once I have got new videos. So more videos coming in. This is a whole new thing for me. It's because I've been with so many coaching sessions, and if you'd like to avail for a live coaching session, just send me a PM or DM. I'm gonna put in the link of my Calendly and also my Instagram and Facebook page where you can get in touch with me. So thank you so much everyone for tuning in, and hope to see you next time.